During our stay here in the Algarve region of southern Portugal, we wanted to make sure we check out its capital and largest city, Faro. So that's where we're on our way to right now. We're here at the train station in Portimao where we're staying, and our train should be arriving in just a few minutes to take us over there. Our tickets were €6.15 per person, and it should be arriving in just a couple minutes, so we're going to spend our afternoon walking around and seeing what it's like. We made it to Faro. The train ride was about an hour and 45 minutes, so pretty far from Portimao, but we're here now and we have a couple hours to explore the city, so we're gonna get going and try to see how much we can see while we're here. We're coming into the center now, and here's one of the famous buildings right ahead of us, Arco da Vila. This should take us right into Old Town. And look at those really big bird's nests up there. Those are crazy. I don't know if you guys can see those, but those are huge. The Old Town is right up on the water here, and as you can see, the landscape here in Faro is completely different than other places in the Algarve we've seen so far. This is really flat and like a marsh area kind of, whereas all the other parts of the Algarve we've seen have the big cliffs over the water, so a really big contrast. It's interesting to see how big the change can be just a short distance away. What I can say though is that there's a lot more bugs here. Flies are completely surrounding us here. We haven't really noticed any bugs in the other places, so just something to be aware of there. There's so much beautiful tile artwork here in Portugal on the buildings, and this is one really good example of it here. Really cool to see that when walking through these towns. We circled back through the Old Town, and I would definitely say that this one has a unique look and feel compared to a lot of the other ones we've been to in the Algarve so far. Definitely very quiet, except for when the planes go over. There's a lot of those because we're really close to the airport, but definitely quiet and not so touristy. It reminds us of Portimao a little bit where we're staying in that way, less touristy than some of the other big places like Albufeira, but definitely has its own unique feel and a unique vibe as well, I would say. Guys, listen to all the birds in this tree behind me. One thing that's been true about the Algarve in general is there's so many birds. We can hear them constantly. We're back by the water here and the sun is setting, so that means that our day in Faro is coming to an end. It was a short one today. We just had a couple of hours, but we did have enough time to walk around the city and get a feel for it.
Yeah, and it was really nice. Definitely the Old Town is a little bit nicer than Portimao. at least in my opinion. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend coming to Faro if you're staying in any other area. If you're choosing where to stay, I would say Portimao is probably the best choice, since it's in the middle and you can see the surrounding area pretty easy. And Faro is kind of far away from the other side of Algarve. But other than that, we had a nice time. An hour or two is probably enough to see it.
Yeah, I agree that the old town was nicer than Portimao. It had like kind of a similar feel, but this one's a little bit better. But yeah, the only problem is the distance. It's kind of far from everything, and that's the reason that I think most tourists probably wouldn't really end up here. So I don't know. We had a good time though, but I wouldn't say it's our top recommendation. If you have a lot of time like us, then come. But if you're short on time, definitely prioritize other places like Lagos and Albufeira.
Yeah, you can easily skip it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we still have more to see around here, so stay tuned for the next video in the Algarve.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.